Well, hello there guys, welcome to another Strategic Command World War I stream. This is part 4 and we're still in 1915. Here we moved on from 1914 to the year 1915, doing everything we can to continue this campaign in a positive way, and I think we've been doing pretty well, quite honestly. So we really just need to keep on with the pressure. Obviously we want to strengthen all of our Austro-Hungarian forces in Serbia here. Unfortunately, some of them, like this one right here, doesn't look like they can really be strengthened. So we might need to go ahead and pull this guy back, or we risk losing him, but we are going to have to give up some key territory there in Serbia. So I'm going to go ahead and move back. I'm kind of okay with that, since we kind of know we're not going to get into Serbia this year. It's very unlikely, unless we get some really lucky breakthroughs. And what about over here? I might just go ahead and reinforce the units, unless I see some really opportune attacks. Like, actually, that one's pretty good, bringing him down, but I don't know if it's totally worth it. I think I'm just going to go ahead, max reinforce. We can't forget that we're also trying to purchase more units for our Austro-Hungarians. We've got a lot of research going on right now, but it would be nice to go ahead and get some more corps. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can get them, so we'll hold for right now. Now, as for the Germans, our German front, we'll take a look at this other Austro-Hungarian front, but the German front is looking great against the Russians. There's a lot of Russians attacking, and we are just holding. So if we can keep that up, I think we'll be all right. The question is, can we keep that up? Let's actually start moving this guy. We're flipping him back down here to get into that gap right there. And actually right here, we might be able to take, and this is really cool. So the name of this town in this day and age is Katowice in Poland, but here it's actually the German name, Katowice. So I didn't actually know that. A little bit of history for me, Katowice here. So we could try to take back Katowice, but I'm not sure that's going to happen this turn. Moving in a detachment to try to take it in, I'd rather have him here just defending this area. Now, this front we're doing really well in, and I'm thinking maybe we could actually exploit it. So maybe what we could do is we could take some of these Austro-Hungarian units, move them up, and cut off all of these Russians. I mean, it would be a really major attack. Of course, we would have to dedicate some units to it, but see, the Russians over here, gotta remember who I'm fighting for. The Russians over here are actually pretty weak. You know, we've actually beaten them back quite a few times, so I'm thinking that it's almost time to head in there and do some serious damage. We'll stay on the front for a little bit longer and just try to dish out the damage, and we do have these units like this 4 right here who just aren't really getting the supplies they need. So yeah, maybe in this case we hold. I'm kind of surprised he's unable to get any sort of supplies. We'll try and build another trench, but I'm not sure. Should we push forward and attack? I kind of want to. Just not sure if it's strategically the right thing to do. Let's, man. We're going to push forward with our cavalry. He is something we can sacrifice if we need to. And yeah, oh, brutal Russian defense there. Hey, how you doing, Rumbling Exile? Good to see you, man. Let's see. I think for now we'll just kind of hold. Make sure, yeah, we've got trenches everywhere. Might as well entrench again, though. Also got to take a look at our navy eventually. Feel pretty safe with that. Of course, I would love, you know, additional Austro-Hungarian units here. That would be really great. And as for the Western Front, we could try to take Lille. A few areas here that we could potentially break through. But I'm not sure if I want to shed any more blood. Not just yet. Move up here and actually try and get a trench in front of Ypres. We'll also grab this cavalry and just reinforce it. Sure, some young Germans want to join the cavalry corps. This is your chance. Let's see. Yeah, again, I'm not sure I want to go for all those attacks. Probably just want to reinforce our lines as best we can. Ooh, they've got some actually defending planes here, because now we would actually take hits for attacking certain areas. We're still going to go ahead and carry out a bombing run on Lille. But sure enough, the enemy interceptors, oh, they did hit us. All right, they're not messing around anymore, guys. And Verdun is right in front of us too, but we're not going to mess with Verdun. Although I might take some of these infantry units over here and rotate them north. do want to weaken this frontline unit just because our unit over here in front of Strasbourg is not too strong. They've also got a few units here that are quite weak. So if we can just kind of hurt them here in the south, perhaps we can stop an effective attack against our lines here. Got to be a little aggressive. Oh my goodness, imagine if we could get a kill. Yes! French army destroyed. Of course, we're not going to take that territory. That would be insane. Yeah, of course. I think you might be right, Ahriman. I mean, it's, you know, we could try some crazy sort of counterattack and try to break out, but we are doing, I think, the historically, I guess, like, responsible thing, which is really just trying to hold our gains and pretty much cause massive attrition damage to the enemy. Italy's also joined the war since last turn, guys, so they're going to be a problem, too. We've got our Turks here. Okay, our Turks can come to the rescue, I believe. I'm not sure they're going to be very effective at sea, but let's hope they are. Hold on, men. All right, we've got the I gotta get closer to the screen. The Yabi Sultan Selim battle cruiser. Beautiful. Of course, he's gonna get over there to the coast, try to save his skin. Yes! Great job there for the Ottoman Navy. Again, not necessarily the best of the navies. A lot of their ships are German ships, believe it or not. And I think that's going to be it for now. We'll also take a look at the situation over here in the ocean. So we've still got quite a large fight going on here with a large part of the British Navy. We're going to have to probably pull back, to be totally honest. There's too much here for us to fight. We could, of course, bring our torpedoes in and try and do some damage. All right, we're going to pull this guy back. Oh my goodness, just look at that. Brits everywhere. So let's surround this battle cruiser. Again, it doesn't look like we're going to get the hit, but you never know. You know, again, the battle, like, sort of statistics are just a... sort of just a guess, you know, the most likely scenario. So as you can see there, we did manage to hit them. We're even going to move forward with our destroyers. And again, it still says 0-0, but we are going to try everything to kill this this unit. It's destroying one of the French armored cruisers, actually, would help us big time. That's, like, of course, another problem here. Even though we really did a great job against the British in the first 2 turns of our campaign, the French now, you know, have got their own navy into the mix, and that certainly complicates things for us. See if we can bring... Oh! It's a submarine. We're probably going to have to research submarine warfare as well. We started researching tank warfare, but I'm thinking submarine warfare might be somewhat more useful. Our subs right now are not too strong. Come on, let's get that kill. Good work for the men on the Helgoland destroyer. Of course, they did take some damage as well, and I'm going to try to get that thing away from the front lines. We'll also try to push this sub up to engage. Let's engage that enemy battleship, and once again, look at that. We've got another enemy ship right in front of us. Amazing. So we're going to kind of sneak away as best we can. Hello, Jester. Without Blue Max mod, this game looks ugly. If you can drop the link to the mod either here in the chat or maybe like in the video afterwards, I'll definitely take a look at it. I mean, keep in mind, this game just recently came out. Actually, I don't even think it may not even be released yet. So I'm not aware of a lot of the available mods. Oh yes! Took out a British unit there. And of course, I'd love to move in there into that zone of control, but something tells me we're not going to be able to hold it. It's right where the enemy general is, too. Alright, folks, we are going to end the turn. Fingers crossed. I'm mostly keeping my fingers crossed that the Italians don't do anything crazy here. They will declare war on us eventually, but they should stick to their national boundaries, usually. Not necessarily the case. They certainly could try to attack. Cetinje. There's no real point in attacking the Serbs. In fact, I'm going to move back to Sarajevo and defend the city of Sarajevo at least. Maybe it might even be a good idea to draw the Serbs out a bit. Okay, ending the turn. Hello, Marius and Zakalwe. Marius says, for the Kaiser, indeed. German morale is boosted by the use of unrestricted naval warfare. I don't know why our people love sinking merchant ships so much. Italian nationalists call for Italy to enter the war once again. Italy prepares for war. So hopefully they don't... they mobilized. Yeah, they're probably going to enter the war this turn or next turn. Not good for us, of course. The Andrea Doria battleship enters Italian service. And Italy has declared war on us. Yep, I was worried about that. Those damn Italians. Alright, the U-39 hit by rough seas, so some of our submarines not in the greatest condition. But as you can see, our tank research is slowly advancing. And also, our infantry warfare development for our Austro-Hungarians is also coming along nicely. I think that's really very, very important because, let's be honest, the Austro-Hungarians are not the strongest. Despite being a very large country, there's not much national cohesion there. So we're very lucky to have such a strong front there on the Eastern Front for our Austro-Hungarians. As for Serbia, I just don't see us taking it. This is going to be nasty naval bashing right here. Nice! Pretty even punches, but of course, we probably want to get all of our ships out of here. Give the French and the British the seas while we rebuild our navy. They've just been through so much conflict that, you know, they're not going to withstand much more. Yeah, wow, 3 return fire there. Good shooting, boys. So tempting, though, to continue fighting because we know we can sink a few of their ships. A few of their large ships, especially. But remaining in the fight really threatens us a lot because they have ships they can lose. We really don't. We really shouldn't be losing, you know, any major battleships or dreadnoughts or anything like that. Don't forget, folks, to hit that like button and drop a comment when the video is uploaded. It really, really does help us. And obviously become a member if you want to help the channel out. I think it's only like $5 or something like this. Somewhere there in the join section on the screen. Wow, that was a great job by our sub. Here we go. The Italians, of course, now joining the naval fight. They're going straight for our Turkish allies and really trying to get into combat here at the heel of the boot of Italy. This is definitely an area they know well, so to fight our way out, I think it's going to be quite difficult. 700 national morale there for the Italians. Kind of tough to swallow, tough pill to swallow. But as you can see here, they have a lot of dreadnoughts that are pretty badly damaged. I'm wondering if we should go for one last attack on those dreadnoughts with our navy and try to sink them. I have to say, Jess, I think that game is horrifically ugly, to be honest with you. I think that's why I stay away from games like that, like Warplan, and even to a lesser degree, I think it's a great game, but I think it's really ugly as the Operational Art of War 4. It's a really, really great game. It's just, it could look a lot better. Even, like, you know, unit representations could be better. Like, maybe you could even have, like, a portrait representing the unit. I think portraits go a really, really long way to improving games, especially when a company doesn't have, you know, as much money as, like, the bigger companies. Especially, like, you know, Ultimate General is a great example of this, or the Ultimate General series in general. Wow, I just used in general twice. That series, they have those portraits, and it really helps to... you know, sort of, I don't know, it brings you closer to the unit. Like, it gives the unit a sense of importance to you, if that makes sense. Although, that maybe, again, I haven't looked at Warplan closely enough, but from what I've seen, I was not too impressed. Oh, the Russians have got some planes here. Although we actually managed to fire back at those planes pretty easily. And it looks like a lot of the British are starting to take up those frontline positions now. The French have taken such a beating from us. They're probably going to swap out with some of their British allies here. Wow, several Russian aircraft. So we might need to position some of our newer aircraft there on the Russian front. Now, I mentioned how our Ottomans going to be very tough for them to even break into Russia, and this is kind of evidence of that. We are entrenched, and nonetheless, the Russians are superior to us in infantry tactics. So it's going to be a pretty rough few turns. There we go. This is the danger I was looking at. I think they're going to break through that unit. We've managed to wipe out 2 of their armies, so I'll switch 1 army for theirs, but once again, they take the industrial center south of Brussels if they move into that area. That's not an area I really want them taking. This massive push. We're gonna have to start moving some of our units over here to the western front. I was very confident about this area, now not so much. Look at that. They can break through to Ypres, the capital of Belgium, right now if they want to. Well, the capital, really, it's Antwerp, but this is the secondary capital, so we've got to get in there. Yeah, that was brutal, man, on that western front. Hey, David, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Right, so yeah, once again, our Ottomans getting just hammered away here. We've got to do something about that western front, though. I didn't expect it to be that fragile. Okay, for a detachment, that wasn't bad. Oh, hold Ellenstein. They're throwing everything at Ellenstein here. Maybe this is time for a counterattack at Königsberg. Oh, nice! #1 Icelandic fan. I have not visited Iceland yet, but it's big on my list of countries I'd like to check out. Our cavalry here, sort of scout cavalry, we're going to call it, just to see what the Russians were up to. Definitely not a great idea. We just have to hold our line. It doesn't seem they'll breach our line as long as we can hold that one. It doesn't seem they'll flank us. Maybe it's because they don't have enough men, or maybe it's just because the AI hasn't considered that. I'm not sure. This is what I'm really worried about, is the Western Front now. It wasn't worrying me at all before, but after that breakthrough, yeah, that's a cause for concern. British are going straight for Palestine here, and straight for Jerusalem. We've got to try to stop them. So, of course, British Palestine at the time period, I believe. And then, of course, Egypt itself is a sultanate at this time. But in this case, Egypt is actually on the side of the British. If we can try and take Cairo, that would help us out big time. Another switch here. And yeah, this is the concern, is them going straight into the heart of the Ottoman Empire. Now, we could do a counterattack right there at Jodorevsk. I really feel strongly that we could actually do a pretty good counterattack right in this area, and potentially break through a little bit. Now, the fall of Trento lowers Austro-Hungarian national morale, of course, and the population of Austria-Hungary welcomes war with Italy. More than happy to go to war with the Italians, but again, it's going to cost many lives. The USA protests the use of unrestricted naval warfare, and the USA is shocked and outraged by the sinking of the Lusitania. We have sunk the Lusitania. That happened. A rough start for the Allies, at least. Harold Lloyd stars in from Italy's shores. All right. Stars in from Italy's shores. I haven't watched that film. It's one to... I like really old movies. I'm a big old movie buff, so I got to take a look at that. Some daring naval officers have put forward a proposal to employ divers equipped with explosives to strike at Italian warships in their home ports. Yes, sounds great. Kamikaze mini-subs. All right, beautiful time to actually get a German unit here. We're going to drop them right there. Trying to get them on the Western Front as quickly as I can. Temporarily, I might have to use a cavalry unit, I know, to hold this area. To try to hold this area. I'm actually going to entrench. Yes, you can entrench with a cavalry unit. It is possible. And I'm thinking we've got to get somebody to hold Ypres. So I'm going to send this cavalry unit to Ypres, push this infantry unit forward, and in the process, we're also going to destroy an enemy cavalry force. But first, let's try and soften them up a bit. It's like that movie War Horse. It's ending really soon. It's a really early ending for the film. Here we go. Ooh, not liking that enemy defensive artillery, but we did destroy them. Now, technically, that's our territory. It would seem like the right idea to move in there and take it, but we risk a lot doing that, guys. I'll tell you what we can do, though. I hate readjusting the front like this, because it's pretty risky. But it's what we have to do right now. That worked. That worked. Now, the question is, can they hold? That's the real question. Oh, that is really scary. So wish we had just a few more units here, but that's not happening. Now, we need to reinforce the existing units, of course. The reserve corps have to be strong. Pretty much anybody in this area here in the south has to be very, very strong. We've destroyed enemy armies here, so I'm sure they are out for revenge. Welcome to the German army, my friends. The Kaiser's own. This has me quite nervous, and that is Brussels not having a full reinforcing army. It's going to be a scary next turn, let's put it that way. Now, this is where I was thinking we could actually maybe get a counterattack, and I'm going to go forward with my plan. We're going to attack here at Georgievsk, keep on pushing. I wanted to try and take this entrenched area back from the enemy, ideally. I'm also going to go ahead and extend that defensive line. Let's push on through. And we could actually attack their general, but it wouldn't lead to much. So here we go. We'll at least attack Georgievsk. I thought we were going to be able to take it this turn. It looks like no luck. However, keep attacking this detachment here. Here we go. And let's grab this unit, put him right there. Yeah, that would not go well attacking that unit there, so we'll hold. As for this detachment, he actually held pretty well that turn. I'm going to go, once again, reinforce him. I mean, the longer we can hold Opelin, the better. Breslau would be a huge loss, so we really don't want to lose Breslau if we can help it. I'm also going to move this Austrian unit back and try and do some damage here to, again, the Russian units right there in front of us on the front lines. But maybe we can just reinforce these guys to max. I think that's going to be quite important here. The Eastern Front will hold, but not against every single attack. It's going to be a contentious front to the end, I believe. See, anytime I see a chance here to destroy a Russian army, I'm going to take it. Trying to lower just as much of the Russian national morale as possible. And pretty much have them throw their armies against us for absolutely no reason. I think this is sort of the goal of this defensive area. Look at that, man. See, I'm not looking so good. Let's go ahead and bring the artillery forward a little bit, so we can be a little more of assistance. Hey, Danny B. How you doing, man? He says wipers is how the British troopers pronounce Ypres. That's terrible. see no real point. We'll get back on the front at least, but I really don't see a point in attacking in Serbia at all. It's never good in Serbia to attack. It's just a very, very tough country to get into. I think the Balkans in general, just a really tough area to get into. Let me see. So for Brussels, man, there's really nothing I can do there. I'm trying to see if I can get one of my 10 units in there, but that's not going to happen. Tough position for sure. Now, as for the naval warfare, man, I would love to destroy another British ship, but I know better. I'm going to get right back to our home ports as quickly as possible. Just bring everyone back at this point. Get back, restructure these ships, etc. I don't want to lose any more dreadnoughts or battleships. We really want to try and keep these things safe if we can. However, as for that British ship, I really want to take it out. He got away once again. Sneaky. The Dreadnought, okay? That's definitely not the name of that ship. Nonetheless, the Dreadnought is directly ahead of us. Now, I'd love to save this guy. Try to get him back. Okay, I think we got lucky. Even at a loss, I'll go for this attack. Really would be great if we could sink an enemy Dreadnought with just a few of these submarines and destroyers. Although, again, maybe that's not a possibility. No luck this turn. Oh! I thought that the U-35 was going to be able to kill him. This is one of our submarines that survived rough seas, survived the first few months of the war, survived quite a lot. As for the Italian front, this has got me... You know, once you're playing in the Central Powers, be prepared to feel a lot of anxiety. Because, yeah, you've got to stop a lot of different things from occurring here. The only thing I can do is try and hold the Italians back a little bit. Any Austro-Hungarian troops I get now are going to have to go to the Italian front, of course. And look at that. The British, of course, trying to advance here. I think I might just entrench. Try and hold the area. Again, I think war of attrition is really the only way we get a victory here. No, it is not, Kaiser. This is a very historically accurate game, so there's not really like alternative history. I mean, you could do a few things different, but you can't go that different. You can't choose like a new government or anything. No. Let's bring this guy back as well. All of our navies. Oh, the Italians caught us out there. Really nicely done by the Italians. They already had a destroyer waiting for us. And as you can see, attacking a destroyer with a submarine is never a good idea. So we're going to go ahead and get back there with a sub. Maybe we go ahead and engage, though, their destroyer with our battleships here. Our pre-dreadnought, actually. The Radetzky. And let's bring in our Ottomans, too. Maybe the trick is not to escape the Mediterranean, or I should say the Adriatic, really, but to remain in the Adriatic here. Oh, no, bullet. No, bullet. No, bullet. Stop it, bullet. Not now. Please, not now, bullet. Alright. The question is that really going to hold or not? Alright, let's end the turn. Nathan Norman says you killed Captain Von Trapp. Isn't that a character from Sound of Music? LA U-boats deploy for service at Pola. Okay. Oh, we've got some German U-boats at our Austro-Hungarian ports. And Moroccan tribes rise against French rule. That'll keep the French on their toes a little bit. Probably not much. Let's get some opinions here. You guys think the French are going to break through on the Western Front, or are we going to hold? What's going to happen? Of course, the Russians are already breaking through here to Turkey. There's not too much we can do. We'll start moving our units back, reform a second defensive line, but we just have detachments, no real corps or anything like that. Alright, our submarines are still getting some punches on the enemy. That destroyer's going to go down in flames, but he is a hero to the Kaiser. Really tried to the very end. Oh, it's a tactical naval captain who commanded Austrian sub and was considered the best naval asset they had in the Adriatic. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I think that happened very, very quickly. All right, let's see here. The Western Front. All right, they're going to show us the Eastern Front first. Yeah, I want to see what goes on in the West. It looks like they're going to show us these Russians, so let's see what they do with our counterattack. If they go ahead and just attack us in response, or push on another part of the front. Oh, went pretty well for us there, actually. We might want to continue that counterattack, actually. Could work out. Got a few more Russian units making it there to the front itself. And as for the Serbs, I don't think they're going to leave Serbia. Like, not even... I was trying to sort of bait them out of the country, but that's just not going to happen. That would be nice, that would be nice, Zakawe. Hold on 1 second. Come on, show us what happens on the Western Front. I want to see if Brussels falls. Our enemy are sending in their own bombers here. The air war has definitely been going on pretty evenly here, but the enemy have for sure more fighters and bombers than we do, since it's both the British and the French Air Force here. And even the Russians, it really surprises me, have quite a few bombers in their force here. Looks like our Ottoman trenches are filling up with bodies of our own men. With a few more switchovers of the Russian army, they're going to break through. There we go. Man, that's going to be really tough to hold. Maybe we should just fall back to the cities and try to hold them. Forget about the mountains and the countryside. Yep. Okay, so that's south of Brussels. I'm more concerned of them breaking into the city itself. So this is the area where we did the counterattack, and you can see how desperate the Russians are. Even when we just take a single tile, they want to push us out. They're throwing everything at us. You know, obviously in World War I, a single, mile or 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers of ground or territory was worth quite a lot. And it definitely shows that really well in this game. Oh boy. Trying to attack our trenches once again. They're even sending in cavalry. They're getting pretty desperate. And this is what I hate. They're going to get to Klagenfurt. The Italians, if we don't do something, we could move a detachment back to defend it, but we need a lot more units here. Allenstein! Hold on! This tiny detachment has held off against entire corps. And I'm not sure how much longer he can keep that up. Don't forget, guys, to hit that like button. Give me 1 second. Alô? Tudo bem, meu amigo? Ah, tá bem. Então tentamos amanhã. Não, nada. Nada. Nem mandou-me uma mensagem de volta. Yeah. Tentamos amanhã, então. Tá bem. Então, tchau, bro. Sorry about that, guys. Had a friend give me a ring here. Bullet, that doesn't mean we're going on a walk. I know you'd like that to be the case, but that's not what it means. It's like sitting here like, oh, are we going out? No, we're not. Ooh, that Russian cavalry unit looks like we might be able to attack it. It just got into our... That's NSFW. But it just got behind our lines, let's say. So maybe we can pay it a little visit. Oh wow, Zakawe says an Austrian army actually marched through a Serbian artillery range early in the war. Hilarious. That's pretty cool. Also, Zakawe, I noticed your name, which is quite interesting. An old friend of mine used to read Use of Weapons. I read, I think that's the only book I've read with that character in it, Use of Weapons. Is that where you got the name? Pretty fun, like, sort of sci-fi. If you like sci-fi combat, things like that, definitely a book I'd recommend picking up by Ian Banks. I'm not, 100% linked to the series, though, because I just read Use of Weapons and didn't follow through. But yeah, it's a fun read, man. I like that book. All right, let's get... I want to get as close to the eastern parts of Anatolia as possible. We might even send some of these units down south. Like some of these other Ottoman units, we might go ahead and just send them down south to try and hold Jerusalem. But I don't think the British will make it that far, to be honest with you. Really concerned about. And I think the only reason we held this area was because we damaged the enemy so much that they didn't have any full-strength units to carry out an attack on Brussels. I think we actually got out by the skin of our teeth in that battle. Could have gone a lot worse for us. So let's go ahead and make the British pay for them. Get rid of the Indian Colonial Corps. I thought that looked odd when I got closer. So this is actually the Indian Colonial Corps that we're about to take out here, of course, fighting for the British. Well, they made a big mistake coming here, and now they're dead in the industrial centers of Brussels. So we could, of course, move this infantry unit into their space, or I think more appropriately, we want to get the strongest unit there possible. Let's get the 9, and let's move this guy over here. Yeah, I think that's going to be the right move. All right, guys, I'm going to save it here. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 4. Man, there's so much more to do. We're in June 19th of 1915. Pretty amazing stuff here. And like Ariman said earlier, you guys know him as the Rambling Exile. I do think this is going pretty similar to how World War I went anyway. Now, could we possibly change something? I'm thinking that our only chance right now, quite honestly, is making a breakthrough right here, cutting off the Russians all the way to Ivangorod, and pretty much destroying, the equivalent of millions of Russian troops if we could do that. But I'm going to try. I'm going to keep on going with our counterattack idea here. And of course, we still have units on the way. We're researching quite a lot for both armies, as you can see here. But we need to start researching a bit more. There's our German research and our Austro-Hungarian research. Although right now, I think actually we have a lot of MPP to spend, which we'll be able to spend next turn. I think we need to spend some of that on troops alone, especially for our Germans. We need to get another layer of troops here on the Western Front just to be safe. I think 3 or 4 or 5 even corps would be perfect in this area. Then we could just consistently swap them out and carry out attacks, every single month. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. As always, it's a pleasure to stream for you guys, so make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and of course, subscribe if you're new. If you really want to help the channel, become a member. Just join the channel there down below, or share the channel with your friends on social media. Thanks again, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.